It's Championship Sunday and there's a berth to the Super Bowl at stake. Now we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers and Atlanta is facing off against Seattle. Now who's going to win on that side? I don't care. We got to focus on our game today. We're at NRG Stadium. We're playing at home. And we're playing one of the best teams in the AFC right now. Look, the Steelers, top to bottom, offensive powerhouse, and their defense has gotten significantly better over the years. But look, don't sleep on our defense. The Texans, they're pretty nasty. But before the game, the Steelers say, look, stop Isaiah King. This game is over. So look, if Isaiah King gets stopped, Deshaun Watson, he's got to put on the show. But Isaiah says, no, young fellas. You're not going to stop me today. That's the only time Lamar Miller's going to touch the ball all game. Watch. Now, Pittsburgh's going to kick this ball off, and look who it goes to. The most dynamic player on the field. Actually, scratch it. The most dynamic player in all the NFL. Now, Isaiah says, whoop, let me get out of here, and gets dropped at the 30. Now, look, I get it. The Steelers are good, but don't sleep on the Texans. Look, we are the defending Super Bowl champions, but that first play doesn't exactly look like it. But wait a second. Bill O'Brien says, Isaiah, come to the sideline for a second. I didn't like that first run, and just leaves Deshaun Watson in there to sling it himself. Now, he goes to DeAndre Hopkins, who only gets 7 there. So with 3rd down and 6, and definitely a little chunk of yards to go, we're going to go to a halfback screen. Now, Isaiah is wide open, of course. He sees the guy out here. He says, whoop, let me get those ankles. Oh, no, this dude actually throws Isaiah to the ground, but they give him the forward progress. I think he's got enough for the first down, and he does. On 2nd and 9, we could go through the ground. We could go through the air, but we're going to opt to go through the air on this one. Now, Isaiah's rolling around. This ball is thrown to the right-hand side with a nice little double post working, and that's going to get us down to the 34. On 2nd and 8, Watson back in the shotgun. Nice little play action fake. Oh, Watson rolls to the right. He fumbles. Isaiah's going to try to get it. Allen ends up scooping that one up, but that's not exactly good. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson's going to be okay. So we can calm down. The good news is Deshaun Watson is nice and healthy. He seems to be okay. No concussion, no broken bones, and that's what I like to see. But we go to a halfback screen here because Isaiah definitely needs some room, but he says, oh, get out of my way, offensive lineman. He could have went all the way. Can he still get into the end zone? They're going to drop him at the 1-yard line. If he did run into his own lineman, I think that's reservations for 6 at Chili's. So Isaiah's definitely been effective in the receiving game, but on the ground game, he still doesn't really have it going. So we're going to opt to run the ball here. We don't want to pull a Seahawks, and Isaiah says, oh, the end zone. My favorite place to be, officially, reservations for 6 at Chili's on that one. Isaiah says first rushing touchdown of the day, and he's had a lot more for that Steelers defense. Now, even though Isaiah scored his first touchdown of the game, the Steelers said, oh, look at us, we're going to score a couple too. Now, they got one and tied up at 7-7. So far in today's game, the Steelers have stuck true to their word. They are stopping Isaiah King, and Deshaun Watson goes for a quick run up the middle, but he only gets 2 yards. The running game is just not there right now. On 3rd and 6 again, Isaiah's back here looking for somebody to block. Deshaun Watson all the time in the world, and that dot to Will Fuller, who makes a nice juke move. Oh, Will Fuller, run, young fella. You know, it would have been cool if he tossed that one back to Isaiah, but Deshaun Watson's still 5 for 5 in the game, and he now has over 100 yards. Now, Isaiah's back in the Wildcat, and he's thinking progress here. Something positive. Get the blocks for him. Let this man go eat. And look at this. All the blocks in the world. Isaiah's got one man to beat. Can he catch up to him? You already know the answer. Isaiah says reservations for 6. Again, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Shaking the opponent of his lineman, saying, you know, thank you, offensive lineman. You matter. I like you. You're blocking for me. Everything's good. He'll take them to Chili's after the game. Now, even though Isaiah scored a touchdown on the last drive, we're still down a point because our kicker, yeah, he missed the extra point. That's not exactly good, but Deshaun Watson says, don't mind me. I'm still perfect on the day. 8 for 8, I believe, on the afternoon, and another first down. Now, we're under the 2-minute warning now. I have a couple of options here, but on 3rd and 10, Bill O'Brien says, run the ball. Isaiah says, I'm going to try, and again, he goes nowhere. This dude has, I think, single-digit rushing yards here in the first half outside of that major run he broke off in the Wildcat. He's on the struggle bus right now. With 1 minute and 15 seconds and 2 timeouts, we have all the time in the world to try and score ourselves another touchdown or 2. Now, a quick pass across the middle to Will Fuller is going to get us basically a handful of yards. The last time we saw a major Isaiah King Jr. run was pretty much from the Wildcat. So Bill O'Brien says, look, with time running out, we got a little bit of time to spare. He goes back to it. Isaiah's out to the edge. He says, whoop, let me go hit you with that spin move. Runs into his own man. Get the block. Isaiah's struggling now. He's running out of stamina. He goes for the stiff arm. He gets it. They drop this man at the 11-yard line, and we're going to call a timeout because Isaiah's definitely struggling to get up. Someone help him in. Get him some water or some Gatorade ASAP. While Pittsburgh has stopped pretty much all of our normal runs, the one thing they cannot seem to stop right now is the Wildcat. They have no answers for it. So we're going to keep abusing it as much as we can. Now, Watson all the time on the road again. Those are on the run. This one is a souvenir in the stands for somebody. Who caught that? Tell me in the comments down below. 2nd and 10, Isaiah says, let me be a receiver this time. He is wide open. Got all the space in the world. Goes to truck a defender, and of course he does. 3rd touchdown of the day. He's up there balling with his tight ends. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdowns, and let's just take a look at this one more time. Beautiful catch on the edge, and then, excuse me, sir. I got reservations for Chili's here. You're in my way. One more time. Let me get a slow-mo on this one. Oh, William Gay, that had to hurt, bro. We need Deshaun Watson to keep on putting in some work today. So Isaiah again back here trying to throw some pass protection blocks. A couple guys getting wild, and here Isaiah says, let me hold my blocks. And Deshaun Watson, I don't know why he threw that one. And no, that was a bad decision. He could have just ran that one for at least 20 yards. Ross Cockrell gets the interception, and that is the first turnover on the day for our offense, and that is not what we needed here. As you can imagine, Pittsburgh goes down. They get a touchdown on their own, and now it's a 5-point lead. So Isaiah's out here getting a kick return with Will Fuller blocking for him. He's got a little bit of options here. He needed one juke. He got it. Isaiah's out on the edge with the shoestring tackle. He fumbled. Luckily, someone on the Texans recovers it. That could have been a touchdown. Then it could have been a really bad play, but luckily, that guy had his head on a swivel. Deshaun Watson made a pretty bonehead play on the last drive. So Isaiah says, look, we're going to let you go back here again, throw the passes a couple times. The wide receiver screen, though, ends up going for a loss of about 4. Even though we're down, we have some time. We don't want to give up on the running game yet, because the moment we do, well, we know exactly what's going to happen for Pittsburgh. They've got it a lot easier, but Isaiah's out of the edge. He got some great blocks, and the young fella is streaking, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be his 4th rushing touchdown, or sorry, his 4th total touchdown, 3 rushing, 1 receiving. We're off to the races again, 71 yards to the house. Finally, a run works for Isaiah and the Texans. That wasn't the Wildcat. Because our kicker put us in a tough spot, we only have a 1-point lead at the moment. Kicking an extra point doesn't really do us much good, so we're going to opt to go for 2 points here and see if we can get a conversion. Now Isaiah's rolling, and this pass is across the middle. Beautiful pass by Deshaun Watson. That one is going to be dropped at the last second, and we're still only up 1 point. Pittsburgh does not get a touchdown, which is music to our ears, but they do get a field goal, so it's a 2-point lead for them right now. We're going to see what we can do on the kick return. Again, trying to get some room, but Isaiah says, let me go to the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah is going to get his 5th touchdown of the game unless someone stops him. It's going to be close. He dives in. No one touches him. Let me just get this straight. Not 1, not 2, but 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and then this man goes all the way into the end zone for a kick return touchdown. Isaiah King Jr. is on fire. Maybe he actually has more touchdowns than that, but we'll find out in a second. This dude is killing it. Now, Pittsburgh does go down. They end up scoring, but they only get 6 as they go for an extra point of their own, and it's only a 1-point lead for them right now. So Isaiah says, don't worry, I got some more work to do out here, and he gets a decent return. They drop him at the 29. The amount of pressure on Isaiah and the Texans is kind of insane at the moment, but Isaiah says, let me get the running lanes. Oh, okay. Mike Mitchell may have just lit up Isaiah, and he's going for the first downs, but he kind of got destroyed there. Now, Houston really hasn't run the ball a ton this game, but for the most part, Isaiah has broken out a couple of major runs, and he might get another one here. Isaiah's up the middle, fighting for the first down, and he gets it. He's averaging 18 yards a carry because he had a 71-yard rushing touchdown, and then 2 major ones off the Wildcat. And if you're Bill O'Brien, you got to be looking at Isaiah and say, look, man, he started off kind of struggling. We went back to the running game, and he's rewarded us for doing that. So you got to keep giving this young dude the ball. Now he goes up again, finds a smaller hole this time, only getting about 3 there. The Steelers definitely seem to be loading the box heavy on the right-hand side, but Isaiah says, don't worry, I'm not running over there. He gets out to the edge, the juke back inside. He stays in bounds because we want to make sure this clock keeps moving. I know we might be down, but we're on the 12, and we got a chance to score here. The weight of this season is on the shoulders of Isaiah King. Everybody in the building knows that this dude is getting the ball until they stop him. So again, we're going back to the running game. Isaiah's looking for some holes. He goes up, and okay, he only gets about 3 there, but now he has 200 on the ground with only 13 rushes. Bill O'Brien definitely seems a little nervous. He seems to be feeding Isaiah because I don't know if he still trusts Deshaun Watson after what happened previously in the game. Now, Isaiah trips over his own lineman and only picks up 2 to make it 3rd down and about 5. It's 3rd and 5. Watson the shotgun. Isaiah splits out to the left-hand side. Isaiah's kind of open. The ball goes instead to the right-hand side, and this one is down at the 1. What will we do? Oh, it's 1st and goal. Okay, we got the first down. Time to pound the rock again. If you're the Texans, there's one real option. You don't want to be like the Seahawks and, you know, throw the ball on the goal line, have an interception, and ruin your chances of being Super Bowl champions. Instead, they get the ball to Isaiah. He fights his way through, but they drop him at the 1. A major stop there by Pittsburgh, and Tomlin is hyped. Houston seems to line right back up in goal line again. Who's offensive line? Houston lines back up in goal line. Who's stronger, the offensive line or the defensive line? And Isaiah says, nobody. They stop him at the 1 again. It's 3rd and goal. They're bringing up Isaiah's fumble stats, saying, look, this man has fumbled before, but Isaiah says, don't bring up my fumble stats. Just bring up my touchdown stats as he gets into the end zone again. How many times can one man score and put the team on his back? The young fella has done it again. I believe that is not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 rushing touchdowns on the afternoon, along with the receiving touchdown and a punt return touchdown. He has been the entire offense for this Texans squad. Now, this is a big moment in the game. If we can get the 2-point conversion to actually work in this play, we're going to be going from 5 points up to 7 points up, which makes it a touchdown. And now Deshaun Watson, all the time in the world. But look at this, the QB draw by Deshaun Watson. It's going to work. It's now a 7-point lead. This game has been an offensive barn burner. No defense has been in this game whatsoever. So there's 11 seconds on the clock. It's 44-44. Pittsburgh has scored, and Isaiah is looking for a chance to make this team go. And he gets all the way down to about the 32 with 6 seconds on the clock. There's 1 play left in regulation. There's 6 seconds on the clock, and we're going to go to a halfback screen because you know what? It's actually worked for us a lot today, but no. Pittsburgh says we sniffed it out. We know what you're doing, and this one's going to go to overtime. Now we have fantastic news. Pittsburgh cannot do a single thing on offense. They're going to be forced to punt the ball from the 44-yard line, which means this one should hang around in the air a little bit. Give Isaiah a little bit of time to try to return this one, so it's deep into his own territory. This one is going to be right at about the 5-yard line. Isaiah's out here to the edge. Isaiah bounces out to the right. He's got some room in front of him. A couple guys there, an offensive lineman, a big guy. Isaiah's going. Can he get his second return of the game? He's going. Isaiah is going to go into the end zone, and just like that, this game is over, people. Isaiah has done it. A kick return touchdown, a bunt return touchdown, 4 rushing touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown. And Mike Tomlin has no words. He looks like he saw a ghost. Is he crying? Did we just see Mike Tomlin crying? But just like that, Isaiah gets a walk-off punt return touchdown to give him 7 touchdowns on the game, the most ever by a position player. What a performance by the King. To recap the stats, you see Ben Roethlisberger threw 48 times and had 4 touchdowns with almost 400 passing yards. Deshaun Watson throws 1 interception to Ross Cockrell, gets 1 touchdown and throws for 184. But the guy that stole the show today was not Le'Veon Bell, who had 2 touchdowns and a good performance of his own, but Isaiah King Jr., 17 attempts, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, did have a fumble early on, but we did recover it. Receiving, Jesse James played out of his mind, as did Juju Smith-Schuster, but if you go down here, Isaiah with 6 for 69 and 1 touchdown was pretty solid. But then you saw Isaiah step it up. 7 kick returns, 263 yards, 1 touchdown there, but the biggest one were the 2 punt returns for 101 yards and the game-winning touchdown. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more of Isaiah King Jr., make sure you guys crush that like button. Let's go for like 400 likes in this video. Would love to have you guys subscribe for future videos and check the playlist on the screen to watch another episode right now, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.